guys, MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And today we are in Newcrest. So this is actually a neighborhood where I built up a ton of farmhouses, which you will most likely see on my channel if you check it out. However, I decided to jump into a separate save file and do a fun little community lot. As you could have guessed at this point with all of the objects I am pulling out, I want to build a post office. So I was going into the debug menu with those like 1,000+ new items that we got, and I was pulling out tons of things that I thought I could use, like those little tree guards, I think they're called, these little awnings that are actually in the background of the world of Brindleton Bay, as well as some cars, some hanging plants, and the blue mailboxes, which are going to be the staple of this entire build. So I was on Pinterest and I was looking at different exteriors for post offices because a lot of the ones, at least around me, are just, they're government buildings, so they're really just squares. There isn't a lot of character to them, and I really wanted this one to be kind of small and cute and maybe a little bit more historic, though it doesn't look necessarily old, I wouldn't say. It just kind of looks like maybe it was a house that was converted to a post office, but I have no idea. But I thought it was kind of a cute structure to make for this particular build, and I did set it as a retail lot because I think that's the best way that it could function. So if you do want to use this in your game, you could set maybe the pile of letters I put in here for sale, maybe like a magazine rack, some of the things on the wall. I didn't add too many items that would be specific for a retail lot because for the sake of the build, I wanted it to look realistic and like a post office, and I do apologize if it's not exactly playable in the game, but I thought it was a neat idea and I really wanted to kind of put it together. So you guys will have to tell me what you think. And here I'm actually just trying to fence off this little corner of the lot because basically I was thinking it was a driveway, a two-way driveway to the side parking lot and the back parking lot. So I used this guardrail because I thought it was kind of a perfect opportunity to do so, and I just add some vegetation just to kind of break up the very square look of the paved parking lot as I stumble over my words. And I thought it was really cute. I thought it was a nice touch, and here I'm using a low-lying fence to actually create kind of the separation of the two-way street. Granted, it kind of looks like cars are now parked on the street. I think it still works. And here I'm adding some street lights because I thought that was kind of perfect because those are the ones that are in this world on other lots as well. And yeah, I just thought this was a really cute structure, and the inside is very small. And now I'm kind of going through and seeing how many of each item I want. So I do use these little hanging plants that we got in the new debug menu because I thought they added a lot of character and they were just really pretty. And I do end up only using 4 of the blue mailboxes, and I put some vegetation between them. But also on the side there, you guys probably just saw, is kind of like a newspaper / magazine container. I don't even know what to call it. I just completely blanked, but basically it's where you could buy like a magazine or a newspaper or something like that. And it does look a little bit more run down than the other objects on this lot. But I really wanted to use that too because I thought it was a perfect opportunity to do so because those are all over the place. Like if I go downtown where I live, those are not on every street corner, but they are on like street corners, or they might be near a post office or something like that, where you get the local town newspaper, maybe some magazines, and I thought that was a cute idea. And now I'm just adding a little sunrose bush in between each of these mailboxes. I was thinking on one side was the incoming and on the other side was the outgoing mail. So you can just use your imagination because of course I can't designate anything like that. We don't have functioning post offices in The Sims 4, which I was kind of thinking, wouldn't it be really neat if we did? So in The Sims like 2 and 3, we used to have, you know, a range of like policemen or firefighters that you could actually call to come to your lot if something was wrong. And that level of realism is what I'm here for. So I was thinking, you know, that we do have mail carriers that will drop off the mail to your Sims mailboxes. But what if, I don't know, what if to send like a gift to someone or to receive a gift, so you know when your sim has a child or gets married or something like that, random sims that they know will actually send gifts and they'll just end up in your mailbox so you can put them in your inventory. But what if there was a post office where they were like, hey, you have a package, like you have to come get it? Or if you were a celebrity, if you had get famous and you were a celebrity, you could purchase a PO box so you wouldn't get fan mail to your house. that was my kind of thought. I kind of spiraled down that train of thought, I should say, because I kind of really wanted this post office to be real, because I know we don't have them. And like I said, it was set to a retail lot, so I did include all the items necessary for it to function that way, but we don't have any real post office specific decor either, which is totally understandable. So I was kind of getting a whole mess of things in here to make it somewhat look like a government building, somewhat look like a post office. So there is the front desk, there is a cash register, and I do use this vending machine because I thought that was kind of a nice touch. I put it right near the bathroom, which may be a little gross, but it's there and you can move it if you want to. And I'm just kind of going through trying to find things that may work. So I do pull out this typewriter, this kind of antique typewriter, because I thought it was cute. It's kind of a token to writing old letters and sending them off. So I thought it was kind of appropriate for a post office. And now I'm using these magazine racks as well as kind of decor. So you know, at post offices where you could have, I don't know, they sell cards, maybe some stamps. They also sell different packaging that you can use to go ahead and send off something as well. So that's what I was kind of thinking it was. And I used these file folders because I thought that was appropriate for behind the front desk. Maybe those were like customs forms or something like that for sending off packages. And I was trying to use those little square wall decorations because I thought the wall decals would actually snap to them, but they didn't. So I kind of just make a makeshift, it's not really a backdrop, but I use these shelves and I kind of clutter them up with just like some random plaques and other decorations that look somewhat like they belong to a government building. And of course they're in Simlish, so they could say whatever you imagine them to say. There's really nothing that they can't be, right? And I do add security cameras because it is a post office, it's a government building. I thought that that was kind of appropriate and not something that I use a lot on community lots, and I actually kind of want to use them more because they make sense and it's just that little level of detail that I really appreciate. So I try to bring that to my builds as well when I see other folks do it. And I do use 2 cork boards, so maybe this is really the small town post office that a lot of members of the community use instead of going into, you know, the big city or something like that. Because in Newcrest, the city's kind of right there. It looks like it's off in the background a little ways, but still pretty close by. And this is maybe a little suburb of, I'm thinking San Myshuno, but I could be wrong. And this is just the local historic post office that they've kept running. They've renovated it. They've made it functional and beautiful. And that was my thought. I really like renovating. I like the idea of renovating and keeping historic structures intact. So that was my idea, and hopefully you guys like that and appreciate it as well. And now I'm just cluttering up this front desk. I had some tissues, some business cards, and some file boxes. And I did pull out those dog treats too, because I've noticed at a lot of post offices now, they have like water bowls and little dog treats, and I thought that that was a really homey touch too. So I put those on top of this counter and piles of letters, which is a little chaotic for a post office. They wouldn't just be laying there, but I was thinking that this was kind of the little side desk where you can fill out customs forms or labels and stuff like that. And I thought that that was kind of a nice idea. And there is another community corkboard over there, so members of the community could check out what's going on. And then I add this little fence here just to kind of separate the way the line would supposedly wrap around to the counter. And I just thought it was so cute. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was kind of precious and kind of a neat idea considering that we don't have anything like it in game. And there is only one bathroom stall here too, and it is gender neutral, so any sim of any gender can go and use that bathroom. And these lights don't stay this kind of like yellow glow. I make them bright white because it was a little dim, though of course it actually still isn't that bright in here once you get into the build itself. So you could of course add more lights if you wanted to. And now I'm just adding some file cabinets. I thought it was a little bit cleaner, a little bit more organized than just piles of boxes over there, especially for a post office. And the bathroom itself is very commercial. I use all of the get to work items for commercial bathrooms because I thought that that was more than appropriate here. So it's very simple, just a toilet, a sink, there's a soap dispenser, and a paper towel holder. And I just kind of add some decorations above the file cabinets here, and that's pretty much it for the build. So I hope you guys really liked this. I would be very interested to hear your thoughts on it and how you may make it very functional in game. And I'll catch you next time I post a video. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
It's in the system, it's in our blood. You cannot keep me from looking for love. Don't wanna hide it, ain't gonna lie.